Hello, welcome back to the Geekday podcast. We turn your weekday into a geek day. I am one of your hosts, Rob, and with me today I have my other co-host, Mr. Alex Moon.
What's up, everyone? I thought I had more time to finish chewing.
That's the thing with 3 minutes. For some reason, it's a lot slower. Hey guys, hopefully everything is looking good on your end as well as our end. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties, but so far, it's staying up there. So hey, I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm all good to go. Alex, how has your week been? What nerdy things have you gotten up to this week?
Thank you, Robert. I appreciate you as a friend and an American. Well, yeah. This week it was a big comic book week. We had, and actually, I got it. Where is it? Where is he? Where is he? Right here. Got my 2 copies of Superman and Spider-Man, or Spider-Man Superman. Sorry, this is the other one. So pick these up. I was super excited about that. The other cool nerdy thing that, and actually this just happened today, is I was gifted something by Mrs. Moon, and it was this guy right here. I don't know if you can see that, Robert.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I don't really usually collect statues and stuff. I've wanted to. Luckily, this one wasn't $500 like every other statue on the market. But yeah, other than that, been watching some great TV stuff. The wife and I, well, Mrs. Moon got into Jessica Jones, finally. Been trying to get her to watch it. She finished Jessica Jones this week. She said she absolutely loved it. She started watching the first 3 episodes of Luke Cage because I was like, that's where you got to go next. She didn't love it, so now I'm sad. but yeah, no, it's been good. It's been good. And then we got a lot of exciting news and stuff. And then we have Jazer here in the chat on TikTok saying, why didn't TikTok tell me you guys went live? Because TikTok hates you.
It's true.
Robert, what about you though? What? How have you been turning your weekdays into geek days this week?
You know what? It's been kind of difficult for me to turn my weekday into a geek day. Not gonna lie.
How dare you?
I feel like these last couple of weeks that unfortunately we have not been able to do anything. I've just had so much piled on my plate. But on the positive side for that, I have been able to do some stuff. So I still was able to pick up some of my other comics from the past couple of weeks.
Okay.
Unfortunately, have not been able to get my comics for this week, which is
boo this man.
Yeah, boo me, boo.
Me.
But I enjoy a comic every once in a while. But I have been catching up with Invincible. I'm halfway through the last episode. I was literally watching it while we were setting up for right now, and I am enjoying the hell out of Invincible. Still have put kind of The Boys on the background, like kind of on the back burner. That's my wife and I's show. To continue to go through and watch that. So it's gonna be a minute till we hit that. But we're probably gonna wait for it all to come out and then we're gonna. But Joe and I, we have this weird thing, right, where we start a show and we're like, oh man, this is so good, and then we never finish it.
Yeah. Me and the missus did that with Game of Thrones. We're like, oh my god, this is what everyone's been talking about. That is so good. Never watched an episode after season 1. We're like, oh shit.
yeah. Like we didn't finish season 2 of The Last of Us. I'm trying to think of what else we watched together. We'll start our reality TV shows. Like we started Temptation Island, and we're like, man, this is so good. I'm loving the hell out of this. And then episode 3, we're like, we'll finish it eventually, and then we just never do. But yeah, so that's how I'm slowly been turning my weekday into a geek day. Alex, we got a lot of stuff to talk about this week. Did you have anything else
we do
to want to bring up before we jump into all the crazy news from this week?
One thing that I did want to kind of mention was and honestly, as I started saying it, it just completely wiped off my mind. I will say, though, guys, if you haven't already, this includes Robert, go pick up Spider-Man, Superman. Such a good book. We have to show Marvel and DC when we're really enjoying these crossovers. They can continue to do them. And there's already rumblings that, allegedly they're looking into doing another one. So I'm hoping so. So if you haven't read Spider-Man, Superman yet this week, read it. Buy variants. Whatever. I'm not saying spend too much if you can't, but at least buy it. Show them that we're really excited about these crossovers. But Robert, why don't you get us into our first topic? Oh, also, heyo, Solar Punk in the chat. Go ahead.
Hey yo, Solarpunk, and hey yo, Corbin, who is watching over there on Twitch. What's up? Yes, our first topic for this episode is going to be the first look at DC's CLAYFACE. Now, we can't bring up this trailer, unfortunately, on the show. I
Boo.
was looking into some stuff, and that would ping us really bad. So instead, we're just going to get to look at this really cool photo that I found. Oh, that's hey, I'm the wrong one. Hey,
That's you.
that's
That's
me.
you. Look
I'm
at
the
you.
photo. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're the
Oh
photo.
my goodness. Hey, sorry. This is, it's my first day here on Earth. I don't know what's going on. But this photo right here of Clayface.
Solar Punk sounding like a good co-host more and more every day. No, I'm
I know, I
just...
know. But Alex, I know we were talking a little bit more about this before we started, right? Um, what did you think about when you first saw this thing? 'Cause I saw the picture first,
Yeah.
and then the trailer came out afterwards. What did you think about first the picture, and then what did you think about the trailer?
Yeah. Also, I'm assuming I'm saying this while you're figuring that out because you're still in the middle. There you go.
Got it.
But yeah, no. When I first saw so first off, like you mentioned, I saw the photos first. Um, and I think the poster got released first. So I'm not incorrect.
Hmm.
And I saw it and I was like, oh, perfect. We're getting some news about this Clayface movie. It's coming out end of year. To my understanding, towards October. If I think
Hmm.
it's actually in October, but a bunch of DC fans. They've been asking for the Clayface stuff. We've known it's filming. We know it's coming up, and there's really been nothing about it. No trailers, no nothing. So when I saw the poster, I was like, this looks dope. This looks really cool. And then I heard they dropped the trailer. I waited till I was with Mrs. Moon because she's a big horror fan, and this definitely gave me like body horror vibes at first. And are we saying how we feel about the trailer already?
Yeah, yeah. Go
Uh,
ahead.
I loved it. I thought it was so good. I think and I was reading comments about it, and one comment in particular really stuck with me because it that was disgusting. But but one comment really stuck with me because it said it turns out we don't have superhero fatigue. We have action comedy superhero fatigue. And when we're doing these stories from comic books and doing them kind of in a different way, from a different lens, letting directors tell different stories that aren't just Batman beats up bad guy. It seems like it's really interesting, and we get cool stuff like this. I'm super excited about it. It looks really good. It looks really good, and I will tell you, my only trepidation, and maybe this is just me, is there's always a risk when you do these films where it's a character that usually is very dependent on their relationship with the hero, right?
Hmm.
And we saw that with the Sony movies, right? And then we got the Joker. Joker was, I think, a big outlier. That's a big character that has their own fandom even outside of just Batman. This is going back to more, or I'm sorry, this is going back to more of what Sony was doing. This is a character not a lot of people know about. The mass public does not, or the general public does not know about them. I even told my wife, I was like, the Clayface trailer came out, let's watch it. And she was like, who is that? And I was like, he's a Batman villain. And then I pulled up a photo of from the comics, and she goes, ew, I've never seen that before. And I'm like, yeah, because it's he's not a big, I would say Clayface is like a C-list Batman villain. I wouldn't even say B-list. But
Hmm.
anyway, so while I am really excited, it looks really good. I'm excited for the direction. There is a little bit of me that's a little bit trepidatious because I thought the Morbius trailer looks great when it came out.
Hmm.
So but overall, I'm super excited. I'm glad we're going a different direction. Robert, what did you think about this trailer?
Man, I loved it. I'm a big Mike Flanagan fan, so when I first heard that he
Yeah.
was taking over for taking this over, I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be peak." And then, of course, like we know, my most recent kind of touchstone to Clayface is hilariously the Harley Quinn TV show, where I believe it's Alan Tudyk that does the voice for him. Um, uh,
Yes, 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 yes.
and of course, it's a comedic version of Clayface where they really lean into the actor part of Clayface. But man, like what a nice departure from that. And I agree 100% with what you're saying that like we don't have superhero fatigue. We have comedic superhero fatigue. We have like I guess stereotypical superhero fatigue. And even then, like I feel like after the stuff I've heard about like Doomsday and all that other stuff, I'm like, okay, I'm getting back into that. I'm kind of really excited, especially with me watching Invincible right now, where I'm like, this isn't, the normal kind of like Marvel, I guess, superhero fatigue that has been kind of felt for the past like maybe 2, 3 years, really since COVID, I think.
Yeah.
Um, but overall, I mean, man, the practical, like, there's some practical effects in here. The CG looks fantastic. I know Corbin said in Twitch chat, "OMG, the scene where he wipes his face looks so good." Yeah,
Uh,
like,
and it looks, any horror film where you implement CGI can look terrible. There's always that big risk. And like Corbin said right now, it looks like, oh, that's real. And we live in such a world where in the early 2000s things could look real, and more frequently they don't. You can tell when it's
mhm.
CG. And I saw that and I was like, oh my god, that man's face is melting.
Yeah, definitely. And like, there's Ethan Trejo the Great in chat saying, "Was Clayface in the Teen Titans animated show?" I believe he was, but I think the first one that you're thinking about was Cinder Block. Because I thought the same thing
Yes.
too. Because I went back and
Yes.
I was like, was he? No, that was Cinder Block, was like one of their
Yeah.
first villains that they fought. But man, overall, this is looks so goddamn good. It comes out October 23rd. Is this a movie to you that you feel like you're gonna go see it day one, or do you think like, oh, you're gonna like wait it out for the crowds to kind of go down?
Oh no, this is a movie I'm going to be sat for day one. This is a film that, and one, because I'm very interested to see what they're going to do, but two, and more importantly, I want to support the movie. We need to show James Gunn, the DC executives, that we want to see stuff like this. We're excited. Now, if it's not good, I'm not going to tell other people to go support it. But, if it is, and I mean, like you said, there's a great creative team behind it. So while,
Mhm.
again, I'm a little trepidatious about it, I do think that it looks really great. It is in good hands. I'm hoping for the best. And I think this is the route we need to go with comic book related media, because we're getting to a point where we can't keep doing, he's right behind me, isn't he? Boom. Like we can't keep doing that forever.
Yeah.
It's just, it's not gonna fly anymore. So I'm hype. I'm gonna be there day one. What about you, Rob?
I will also, I think I'm gonna be there day one. I don't know. It's really hard for me to go out to like movies lately. And I don't know what it is. I
Boo.
think mostly because like we live kind of in the same area, but I live like way further down where traffic is really terrible. So
Yes,
really
you're
just
right.
just trying to get out of this area takes me about like 20 to 30 minutes sometimes. So I'm like, it's just so hard to get to the movie theater that we love, that Joe and I love to go to. We go to Flicks.
Yeah,
And
it's a good one.
it's a great theater. You get your food and all that stuff there. It's basically just a better Alamo Draft House. That's right, I said it. Get fucked, Alamo.
Damn. Boo.
There goes our Alamo Draft House sponsorship, by the way.
They
But
pulled out.
they pulled out. But yeah, any final thoughts about Clayface before we move on?
I think that I would say my final thoughts are I'm hyped. I'm so excited. I'm excited that we have, and we're gonna get into the conversation a little bit more later. But I'm excited that we have a lot of projects coming out this year, and we have a lot of projects that, at least so far, look like they're gonna be very different flavors.
Mhm.
From each other, and because like there were a couple times where it would be like, oh, we're getting Captain America Civil War, and Batman v Superman, and Shazam, and you know what I mean. Like everything kind of was like the same type of comic book related movie.
Mhm.
Um, I'm excited we're getting some flavor in these comic book movies, so I'm hyped. I'm hyped.
Nice. Yeah, likewise, I'm very excited to see something a little bit different than the stuff that we're going to, and I know a really cool divergence from an establishing DCU. So to see kind of like where do we think this is going? I think my only like fear is I think the further I get away from the Joker, the more I kind of dislike it.
Really,
I'm
you've
Yeah,
turned coat on the Joker. Joker one, two, or like
Joker
just Joker?
1. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't hate it, obviously. I'm not gonna bad mouth or anything like that. I just think I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah." I mean, like, that was a movie. I think
That was a movie.
I enjoy it more for Joaquin Phoenix's performance
Hmm.
than the story of it, I think.
Okay.
Um, and because there's parts of the story, I'm like, "Okay, this is really interesting and stuff," but at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't know." Uh
You've seen Taxi Driver.
yeah, I'm like, I don't necessarily need to see this anymore. So I'm hoping that doesn't go this way. I still do think that the more I kind of see stuff like this, that it does get attached to a larger cinematic universe. But I know some people don't like that. They want things to be separated. But I think with the confusion with like the Batman franchise with Robert Pattinson, I don't want to get that like lost in the sauce. I guess you're saying.
Yeah, well, one, I wanna hit on some stuff in the chat. Solarpunk saying, I think this movie's going to do numbers. It's going to bring in all the Batman and horror fans, which I agree. I agree with. We also had Super Sanctum Pod say Joker de la poop. And then so this is the main thing I wanted to address. Solarpunk says the question is, who let the dogs out? No, the question is, will this be set in the Gunverse or the Reeves verse? Matt did tweet about Clayface. The teaser kind of fits the Reeves verse and world. Well, James Gunn did come out and say this takes place before Superman. So
Interesting.
this is direct. At least that's what I recall. I'll double check right now. But to my understanding, this is DCU proper. But technically, this is going to be happening first in chronological order for the DCU. Let me double check that
I feel like a
while I
lot
pull
of
it
that
up.
is going to be happening with this establishing DCU, where it's like, I the more I think about how the start of the DCU is, the more I wish that we were going to get origin stories for some of these characters. Because as much as I love like in media res stuff, where it's like starting right in the middle of the action, we do lose a lot of introduction stuff to some of this world. Where, of course, there is some great stuff, but I think most of it about like where the Lantern show so far is
Hmm.
going, where I'm like, man, I wish we had a Hal Jordan sort of thing, or
Yeah,
I'm glad that we're getting John Stewart, but with the way that they're advertising already, I don't know if you saw today they dropped a new kind of sting or like a photo for the lanterns. It's the official
really.
lanterns poster, and it's the picture of the ring, and at the bottom it says only one may wear the ring or something like that.
I don't. Yeah, and I got vibes like that. Like they're almost fighting for who's going to be Green Lantern in that
Yeah.
trailer, and I kind of don't like that. I almost would rather have had no mention of Hal Jordan and gone straight to John Stewart, like they did in
Yeah.
like the old Justice League show. But with that being said, I am seeing it right now. This is via Culture Crave. Over on Threads earlier today, James Gunn says Clayface takes place before Superman. Quote: It's the first DCU film out of chronological order.
Interesting.
So it will be in DCU proper. And then I do see Super Sanctum Pod in the chat says it needs to be in the Reeves world because it feels like a Pattinson universe film. I agree. It does look like it kind of fits that vibe. But then again, I don't know if that also speaks to the fact that it looks like Matt Reeves, at least from the first film, doesn't really want to get into some of the crazy shit like that. Like he doesn't want to
Mhm.
get into the sci-fi esque. Like he doesn't want to get into anything that doesn't isn't grounded like in reality. So that's kind of what I feel. Solarpunk also says if Clayface does well, maybe we'll get a Professor Pig slasher serial killer film. I would absolutely love that. I would absolutely love that. Only one may wear this ring. Maybe, yeah, that's what we're saying right now. But
Mhm.
um I mean, I hope so. I would love for this to open up the door into more uh villains, whether it's Batman or other villains, but also something I didn't even think about till right this moment is Clayface does look pretty dark. Obviously it's like a body horror film is what it looks like. It's coming out in October. And how dark is this DCU Batman going to be? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now I'm kind of thinking back to what the Super Sanctum Pod was saying. It does feel more like that would fit more in the Reeves verse, but we're doing this Superman that, is this Superman with trunks on
Mhm.
against a Batman that one of his villains is cutting his face off in his first trailer? Like, that is kind of crazy. But I guess Batman is like that in the comics. Like, there's wild stuff. But I guess it's weird when you translate some of that to movies this early before we even know the type of vibe we're getting with the Batman.
I don't
But
think we'll get any mention of Clayface after this movie. I don't think they'll
you
like
don't
he'll.
think so?
I don't think he'll show up in any Batman. And if he do, then it's gonna be like the Clayface that we kind of know, which is kind of like this bundle of clay rather than a person. Um,
Mm.
be,
Do you think it would be more like they would do because there are multiple Clayfaces in the
yeah.
comics, like there are multiple people. Do you think it would actually be a multiple people Clayface thing, or do you think that this movie's going to happen and then like off screen he's going to turn into traditional Clayface?
I think off screen he'll turn into like the actual Clayface. That's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking because I
Mm.
just can't see as much as I'm so excited for this movie. It just does not make sense in like this DCU that's been established so far. Which I mean,
Hmm.
like it'd be great to have such. varying polarizing takes of the DCU, right? But at what
Yeah.
point does it become too polarizing where it's like that doesn't
Yeah.
feel anything? Like if you watch a Marvel movie, you know that this is a Marvel movie for better or for worse. You get the
Yeah.
colors, the jokes and such, but it's a
Exactly.
Marvel property. This one
Yeah,
I'm
and
like,
it does feel a little out of it because, like, for example, you can say that about Superman and then Peacemaker. Those are crazy different vibes, but you get how they fit together, right? There's a
mhm,
bridge there. And then Marvel can have, the Marvels and Ant-Man, and then they can have season 2 of The Punisher. You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like and you can see how they all kind of how it can fit, right? But this one, and maybe it's because it's a horror movie. At least that's the vibe it's going for.
Mhm.
Maybe that is what's kind of making me like this seems like I don't know, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm harping on it too much.
I think once the movie comes out, we'll probably be able to have a little bit more of a solidified opinion of what we think about the DCU so far. Because I mean,
Hmm.
like I said, like you said, the Superman and then Peacemaker,
Peacemaker.
and
Hmm.
then now even also Supergirl with those trailers. I'm like, those all are consistent with what they're kind of doing.
Yeah.
But this one is just like so out there, and of course, like I said, I'm excited for it, but I don't know. I'd be really interested to see how much if this is going to be kind of like the kind of take the role of the Marvel Spotlight series that they do on Disney Plus. Like, hey,
Mm.
here's our solo movie for this character. Probably never going to see them again unless it's its own property. It's not going to get mentioned outside.
See, I hear what you're saying, but also Marvel's not even doing it like that because Marvel's like, here's your spotlight of Punisher. See him in Spider-Man in a month. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so, but actually, that speaks to what you're saying because we know Punisher is going to have his own, like, Punisher the Last Kill.
Hmm.
We know that's going to be bloody. We know he's going to be, we've seen set photos. We know there's going to be violence. We know that's who the Punisher is. He's not going to be doing that in Spider-Man. We know
Hmm.
that. We know we're getting the PG version of him in Spider-Man. So maybe
Yeah.
you're right. That speaks more to what you were saying that maybe we'll get this great Clayface film and we'll get still a good Clayface, but a more watered down fit for a PG-13 rating in a Batman film later on. But Robert, with that being said, you want to take us into our next topic?
Yes, I do. Alex, it has been quite a while since we've had a show, and in between each one of those weeks that we have not been together, multiple episodes of Daredevil
Physically,
Born Again, physically,
sensually.
essentially, romantically. The Daredevil Born Again has released multiple episodes, and I think it's
Yes.
finally time for us to give our reviews of the episode so far, and really our thoughts so far of Daredevil Born Again. Once again, my big face.
Again,
There
no,
we
no, no.
go.
Keep it like that. Keep it like that. We'll just point and laugh. Boo this man. But yeah, we've had since our last episode. There's been 2 episodes released or 3.
Two, because no, three, because it's episode 6 now. Was just the last one, and we did 2 and 3 when Solar Punk was on.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
So 4, 5, and 6 have come out since.
Hmm.
And Rob, well, you tell me what. We don't have to go episode by episode what you thought of each one, but we
Hmm.
had a great episode with Dex finally fully coming back as Bullseye. In that, I don't want to talk about too much. I want to give it to you, but he came back as Bullseye. We had another episode after that where we had, or in that same episode, we had the Vanessa Fisk stuff happen.
Hmm.
We had a great send off to that character, and then we had this recent episode where, as you can see on screen, we're getting some Jessica Jones coming back, Kristen Ritter. What did you think about these last 3 episodes that have come out? And also, while Robert's saying that, you in the chat, tell us what y'all have thought about the last couple episodes of Daredevil Born Again.
Please and thank you. So I have every week I look forward to Daredevil Born Again. It is something that excites me. It's something that's like, okay, cool, sweet. Like it's a Tuesday night, time to watch this. Episode 4, fantastic. Episode 5, fantastic. With like to me, I was like, okay, this is getting a little long. Let's wrap it up. And then episode 6, I'm like, oh, it was good. Like it's pretty good. I mean, like I think like we're just consistently being like really, really good. I think of the 3 of them. Ooh, I think 4 takes it for me with 5 like just right behind it.
Really?
Yeah, and then 6 was really good. I love the stuff that they're doing with what is it, Daniel
Daniel.
Daniel, yeah, with Tony Soprano's kid.
Yeah,
Um,
he's great. He's
Man, he's
killing it.
fantastic. He's great. I love
Hmm.
BB. I love everything that they're giving
Buck is
Ava.
surprisingly a great character that I did not think I was going
Oh
to like that
yeah.
much. They didn't give him anything to do in the first season. And then this season,
Mhm.
it's like they went, oh, by the way, we have this cool guy standing there. Let's like do some shit with him. And he's been great.
He's been kind of like, it's been really interesting to see where he is. How do I explain it? Kind of like the ferryman for Daniel to start taking his steps into like the underside of the world. Um, as well as I'm really excited to see kind of the more political stuff start to kind of fall off at the end of this series, because they're already talking about like, oh hey, you are, it doesn't look like Kingpin is going to survive politically after this season, which obviously is kind of getting spoiled with the Brand New Day trailer. But I'm excited to see kind of what is the next step for that, because I mean that was already a big jump up in season one to introduce
Hmm.
Kingpin as the mayor, and
Hmm.
then at what point does that get to? It's like, okay, we get it, he's the mayor, especially with a lot of the leaks that have come out as well about
Yeah.
potentially season three. We can talk about. We don't have to really talk about, but before we keep yapping, what did you think of the episodes? What do you think? How would you rank them overall?
Well, for me, honestly, episode 5, I think, is my number one. I loved episode 5. Episode 4, I think, is right after that. And this one, I think, kind of like you, this kind of at the bottom for me. I think it's some great stuff. I'm excited to see Jessica Jones back. I'm a little confused about this power thing that's going on with her. I guess she's kind of, it's she's not fully as powered as she was previously. I definitely want to know more about that because I got confused for a moment when she punched what's his name, the cop.
The douchebag. I don't.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
remember, but she punched him, and for a second, me and Mrs. Moon were like, "Is he powered, or is that what she was talking about with like her powers
Hmm.
coming in and out?" So both of us were like, "I think it's her." Like, but either way, it was really good. It just left me wanting more. Like I was kind of like, oh, we've been leading up to this Jessica Jones stuff, and I was kind of underwhelmed
Hmm.
by what happened, especially because she falls off the face of the earth mid-episode. She
Yeah.
shows up, they do a quick action scene, and then there's really nothing else from Jessica the rest of this episode. And we know we're getting more Jessica. There's parts of the trailers that have shown her in different locations that we didn't see yet, so we definitely know we're getting more of her. But that 5th episode, the reason that one's my favorite. So, the episode I'm talking about is we had episode 4, where Dex comes, attacks Kingpin during the fight, and ultimately, we all thought Vanessa had died. She does that thing that is a real thing in real life, where she kind of comes back reinvigorated. She has a great final day with Wilson Fisk, and then she passes.
Mhm.
That episode was so good to me because one, it's a great character thing. It's a great character episode, but it also shows us because this whole time people have been saying, why didn't they just remake? Can they not remake what Netflix did? And they did in that episode. We had a lot of great flashbacks, great chemistry with Foggy, with Matt. Again, the Catholic guilt coming in. I absolutely love that. It's some of the biggest parts of Matt's character. But also, it's filmed like the old Netflix shows. It was almost jarring, but it was also beautiful to see because even some of the angles, like when they're standing on the stairs talking to each other, it's a weird off to the side angle that's not using space the way that they normally do because that's how the cinematographers back then were framing it.
Mhm.
And I just was like, oh my God, I've been transported back. Matt's wig be damned. But yeah, like it was so good. But and the even bigger reason than that is that like if this was the Netflix show, that was the filler episode. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? And it was done so well in this because there's not a lot of big Daredevil stuff that happens. It's mainly Bullseye and him running away while we get these flashbacks. And Netflix had this terrible habit of having these like, oh, Daredevil and Bullseye are about to fight. You want a Karen episode all of a sudden? And there was all you knew it, at least for me. I remember me and my brother would be like, oh, this is the filler episode for season 2.
Mhm.
This is the filler episode for season 3. This is the filler episode of Jessica Jones. This is the filler episode for Luke Cage. All the Netflix shows had the filler episode. And to me, that was this was supposed to be it. but it was done so well. So it shows me you don't need a big progression of the main story, and you can have these flashback sequences and actually mean something to these characters. I loved it. Thought it was so beautiful. I think Daredevil. I've said it. I think when the first episode came out, we did our reviews, and I was like, I'm a little trepidatious with these first two episodes because they're some of it felt a little samey, but I think we've gone in such a cool direction. The characters that I now care about that I didn't think I was going to care about, I care about Daniel. I'm scared for BB.
Mhm.
Buck is a character that I'm like, I know at one point you got to fight Matt. Matt's going to kick your ass probably, but I love you. Like, I think he's such a cool character. And surprisingly, even Heather, I'm turning the corner on and being like, I'm liking Heather. I'm fucking with her story that she has. But I'm loving it so far. Daredevil's back for me. I'm so excited. I really hope they don't drop the ball as we get closer to the end. We only got 2 episodes left, 7 and 8. So, but Rob, overall, what about you? What was your kind of overall thoughts on everything we're getting, and how do you feel about Daredevil as a whole for this second season?
Daredevil as a whole so far this season, I'm loving. I think it's been a spectacular season. I think like so far, if I think I had to give it a number, I would give it like an 8.5.
Okay,
It's definitely up there. I don't think it's. I still don't think it touches some of the best Daredevil of the original one. But
really?
I think it's definitely up there. Um, I don't know. I agree with you that I really love episode 5. I believe it was
Hmm.
called the Grand Design. It
Yes.
was like I said, there was awesome, amazing moments. It was great to see Foggy again. And great to see like them like doing like the kind of the baby work and having that moral. Oh my god, I love that scene where they're having that moral conversation about like what is right and what is like their job. Like what is
Hmm.
and it's surprisingly seeing like Matt being like, no, like this is our job is this, and Foggy being the voice of reason, be like, but is that right? Is that the right thing to
Hmm.
do? Which is great to see our heroes always getting checked. Like we always think our heroes are
Hmm.
supposed to be the largest beacon of truth, of hope, of whatever, but seeing like them kind of get checked by someone that doesn't have their abilities, it's just
Hmm.
a regular person doing their job. It's
And
just
how it
awesome.
affects Matt even still now. I thought that was so cool because like
Hmm.
Foggy's not here anymore, and it was the way for Foggy, even not physically being in the show, to still check Matt. Because in like what was happening between that flashback and in the modern day, like in the story of Born Again, Daredevil had turned his back on Bullseye. He was
Hmm.
going, he was leaving already, and the memory of Foggy is what kind of made him go, "Is that right though?" Even though it's not your
Hmm.
problem. So,
Yeah. And then I think I could have I how do I say this politely?
oh
I
god.
think I don't care about Vanessa anymore. So like there's some really cool stuff. Don't get me like I love that they're setting kind of up like, hey, as long as you're there next to Kingpin, I will continue to support him. And then immediately I
Hmm.
was like, oh, she's gone. Like it's GG for her.
Yeah. Well,
And
Charlie Cox actually spoiled that forever ago.
oh, did he?
They did an interview. I forgot with what outlet, but they were doing an interview, and one of the question was something along the lines of like, "What's the craziest thing that you think has happened this season, or something's going to shock fans?" And Vincent D'Onofrio gave an answer, and Charlie Cox straight up said, he was like, "Oh, I thought you were talking about episode 4," and he was like, and Vincent D'Onofrio goes like that, and he literally goes like that, and the mic picks him up going Vanessa. And
Oh,
like, so a while back, I was like, "Fuck, she's either dead or she turns against him." It's one of those
yeah.
two. But yeah.
Yeah, and so I think like it was split up between the Kingpin and the Daredevil kind of back, flashback scenes. I could have done without the flashback scenes of Kingpin because to me they were all samey. It was like the Wesley and Buck stuff was pretty cool to see. Like, oh, Buck was kind of just like this gun for hire sort of thing before he got hired on. But it was just repetitious of seeing Vanessa be like, "Should I put this painting out? No, you shouldn't. Okay, I won't. Should I put this painting out? No, I shouldn't. I won't." And then eventually it's like, "I'm gonna put it right there." And then of course, like we know, like that's how they meet. And then of course you get the scene that's outside, and they're like, he's like, "Oh, maybe I should go in there." Blah blah blah. Like, well, I gotta diversify my money. I go into art. And I'm like, I think that could have been spent with like other moments of seeing their relationship outside of the scenes, maybe. Kind of like how we saw with Foggy and Matt was like we didn't see that scene, but this is like
Yeah.
a flashback of having their moments.
Yeah, and you're definitely right. It was definitely a flashback that was meant to like like literally bookend right up to that point in the old show.
Mhm.
One, I think you're absolutely right. I don't think it quite fit because one, Wesley looks old as fuck.
Mhm.
And it was very jarring. I love that they brought the same actor back,
Mhm.
but it's hard not to notice the two turkey necks now. And um I'm so sorry. It's just they're older, but but they did it great. But even, and I remember my autistic brain was going off. I was telling Christina when they pull up to the art show, the art gallery,
Mhm.
and he's like, "Should I go in?" And he's wearing the same thing that he met Vanessa in, and Vanessa's wearing the same thing that she met him in. My autistic brain was like, "That's not where they met. That's not the same set. It was a second floor art gallery. What the fuck is going on?" And that was my first thought, and I was
Uh-huh.
literally like I was being Leonardo DiCaprio. I was like, oh wait, is that Leo that does that, or is
No, it's
that no?
Brad
That's
Pitt.
Brad. That's Brad.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was being Brad. I was like, that's wrong. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, no, I was just like, okay, I get it. And then see episode 6, I enjoyed it, but I was like, okay, like there's some stuff in here that I'm like, we can kind of get past. Like, I love having, but seeing Karen going through once again, kind of the same thing of being like, man, why can't we just kill people? Like, and then Matt having to be like, well, that's not us. We can't do that. And she's like, I just really need to kill people. And but it was really great seeing, I just always wanted to call him his name. Was it Wilson Bethel or whatever?
yeah,
Yeah, I just keep calling him by that. But seeing Bullseye, be like, he's like, the grand design, everything is for this moment right here. You kill me, everything cancels out.
yeah.
And
That makes him so scary to me. Is like
yeah,
he 100% is like, no, go ahead.
like
The- I-
he's like, it makes sense, do it. Like, it's like
yeah,
not trying to get into her head or anything like that. But he's like, just like mentally to him, he's like, once you finish me off, everything is good. And of course, you get like the gun, which of course I don't think she was gonna pull the trigger. But like you do see that when Matt throws the nunchuck, it goes off, and it's like I was like, oh, okay, so was she about to pull the
I
trigger?
think he caused it. I think he caused
Yeah.
the trigger to be pulled. I think she had already decided that, like, I think there was a moment of like, I'm not getting what I want out of this because he's accepting it. He's not
Mhm.
begging for his life, I think, or anything like that. But and this is just a theory, a game theory, but I think 100% that Karen is having this storyline of like kill people or not kill people. My theory is that Frank Castle was supposed to be in this show,
Mm.
and they're giving what Frank would have been doing to Karen because that was Frank's whole thing in season 1, even though he wasn't there that long. Um, and then now it's literally just Karen echoing it. And like, think about the moments of Karen shooting somebody, killing somebody. Replace them with John Bernthal in those situations.
Yeah.
And where are they at when it's happening? In the
Mhm.
Punisher's bunker.
Yeah.
Like, so there's a part of me that's like, I wonder if that was how it was written. And then all of a sudden, John Bernthal's getting his own series. He's filming Spider-Man, scheduling conflicts. Like, that's my theory. That's my conspiracy theory that's all Punisher leftovers that she's getting. But yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, any other final thoughts before we move on to our next topic, Alex?
Man, Bullseye looks hot as fuck.
He does, dude. Dude's
That's
ripped. Oh my god.
oh god, all the guys in that show. I'm just like, you know what? I love my wife, but I would bull his eye. Go ahead, Robert. What's our next topic?
Our next topic is we have a lot of crazy, amazing comic book stuff coming out. Not even comic book stuff, just nerdy stuff coming out this
Yep.
year. And
Yep.
Alex, I wanted to gauge your interest. In fact, I want you to even rank these movies that are coming out this year. So let me throw them at you.
Oh
There's
god.
4 of them. We
Go ahead.
got Spider-Man: Brand New Day, Supergirl, Mando and Grogu, and Doomsday. Those are the 4 movies that, as of right now, we're going to tackle. I know there's more coming out.
These are all
Out
like
of
nerdy movies, right?
these are all nerdy movies.
Are we not going to put Clayface on there?
We can put Clayface on there.
Let's put
I'm just going
Clayface
by
on
the
there.
list that you gave me. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Clayface. So those are
Okay,
the
we'll throw
5
Clayface.
movies.
Okay.
How would you rank these movies based on your excitement for them?
Yeah, I think that and I'm gonna say first off, I'm excited about all these movies. I am hyped for every single one of them. Now if I'm gonna rank them, I think the one that I'm probably like the most not like not excited, but I'm the most like, oh, I really want to know where this is going is Doomsday. Doomsday is kind of would be my number five at the bottom. And again, I'm excited for all these, but that's probably the one that I am like if somebody said, "Hey, one of these movies is going to be delayed, you got to pick it," I'd pick Doomsday. Like that's the one that I'm probably
Interesting.
like you know what? Okay, I can probably hold off on it, which I know is sacrilegious because I'm a big Sam Wilson guy and he's going to be in the movie. But um,
So that's your
I
fifth place.
that's my fifth place. Fourth
Jeez.
place would be Clayface.
Okay.
Which again, I'm still excited about all these, but Clayface is just the one that, while I am excited about it, I wouldn't be first in line. I think to do it. And then for me, after that would be number three would be Mandalorian and Grogu, just because I'm super excited. And I saw a clip today of a chase scene, and there's a character from Rebels in it, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And I was so excited. So I'm a big Star Wars guy. My family, I mean, me, my wife, my daughter, we all love Star Wars stuff. So that's one that I know we're gonna be there opening second to see that one. And the last two, Supergirl and Spider Man. I think that Spider Man barely makes my number two. So Spider Man, I'm super hyped about, very excited about it. I am a little worried because there's so much shit going on in this movie that we'll talk about more in a little bit. But my number one would be Supergirl. I'm the most excited about Supergirl because Superman, I know it's a different creative team, but Superman in this direction of the DCU was so great. Peacemaker, besides that last episode, which everyone's going to say, besides
Hmm.
last episode, everything was great in that show. The actors, the direction, everything was fantastic. And I'm so excited that this is actually our first. And I made a video about this a while back, and I got roasted by a couple people that were like, "What about Watchmen? What about 300?" Fuck you. Um, but like this is our first traditional like big two movie that is based on an actual comic book. Civil War is inspired by a comic book. Iron Man is inspired by the comic books. Spider-Man Brand New Day is inspired by the comics. It doesn't look like it's a one-to-one of
Hmm.
that story at all. And this Supergirl is based off directly Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. And even from the trailer, you're like, oh, they're doing it. They're
Hmm.
doing it. So I'm so excited about a big one of the big two DC Marvel having a superhero movie coming out that is directly from not almost directly, but it's an adaptation of an actual story arc,
Hmm.
not inspired by the story arc. So I'm the most hype about Supergirl personally. But Robert, tell me your list so I can yell about it. Or actually, Robert, real quick, I don't want to
So let's go
interrupt
through
you.
Solar Punks right here. I
Yes,
guess, yeah.
yeah,
Solar Punk put at number five Doomsday, number four Mando, number three Supergirl, number two Clayface, and number one Spider Man.
okay.
That's a pretty good list. That's a pretty good list. I'm really surprised that both of y'all have Doomsday down so low. My number five for sure, Mando and Grogu.
How dare you?
I don't give a shit about that little rat. I don't care.
No, what the fuck?
I do not care
That little
about
rat.
I do not care about Grogu at all. I
That's
love
racist, by the
I
way.
liked Mandalorian 1 and 2, but I was like, you know what? I think I'm good. Because it's one of those things that like they saw the success of it and they're like, how do we shove this down into like the actual canon of Star Wars? And so they have all these, they bring in Boba Fett, they have Luke Skywalker, they have Ahsoka, they have like they it's like I don't know. To me, it's like, how is this one Mandalorian and this one rat so important that brings up all these legends? The galaxy's so big. How do you still run into all these different people? Anyways, so Mando Grogu,
Oh
number
my
number five,
God,
number five.
Robert, I just need to tell you real quick.
Uh huh.
You fucked me because my brain just said Mandalorian is the Darkhawk of Star Wars,
Uh huh.
and now I'm like he looks like him too, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what's going on. Oh my fuck! How dare you? Sorry, go ahead, go ahead. So
so
number five, Mandalorian, yeah.
number five, Mandalorian. Number four, I'm gonna put. Oh my god. Mm, I'm gonna put Clayface.
I was waiting
Um,
for Doomsday.
nah, I'm gonna put Clayface.
Okay.
I'm excited for Clayface. I'm very very excited, but I'm not a huge horror guy. Even though I love like playing horror games and stuff like that, I am not a big like I don't watch horror movies often, but this movie looks so great, and I love Mike Flanagan for what he did with Midnight Mass. That I'm very excited to see what he does for this. So I think I'm going more into it for Mike Flanagan and not into for Clayface, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Okay.
Number 3 is going to be Doomsday. Very excited for Doomsday, especially with like a lot of people coming out of CinemaCon talking about the trailers and some of the stuff that happens in there. I'm like, this is my wet dream. I'm so excited to see some of the stuff that was described in there that I won't say because some people don't like spoilers.
Mhm.
But I'm hearing it's a very X-Men heavy movie, and I'm like, let's go. Number 2, number 2, I'm gonna put Spider-Man as well. Very excited, especially with the next thing that we're going to be talking about, to see some of the future of what's going to be going on with the MCU, and then some of my qualms with the stuff that we're talking about. And then number 1, I think, is going to be it's got to be Supergirl. I'm very excited. Millie Alcock is fantastic, a fantastic actress, and ever since I saw her in oh my god, the Game of Thrones, House of Dragon, ever since I saw her in there, I was like, this girl's going to be a star no matter what she does. And sure enough, she gets immediately booked for Supergirl. So I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see a better maybe interpretation of Woman of Tomorrow. And yeah, it looks beautiful. It looks great. I'm so excited to see
So
kind
good.
of
So
where
good.
the DCU is going to continue to go with this.
Yeah, and I think for me, and I don't know if you feel the same way. One, for all the reasons you said, I'm excited, but I think just the Superman movie was so good that it gave me so much goodwill that I'm kind of like I'm trusting wherever James Gunn is steering this ship. I'm here for it, honestly.
Absolutely, yeah, I'm 1000% with you. And then we have Solar Punk in the chat saying, "Rage bait Robert strikes again." Guys, who cares about Grogu? I'm sorry, who
How
cares?
dare you?
He's
He's
cute.
a
I get it.
fundamental part of the Star Wars universe.
Oh, okay, let's not get carried
What
away.
what are you on about? Let's
Grogu,
not get carried away.
I would say Ahsoka is a fundamental part of the Star Wars universe. Grogu is
Okay,
not.
but why is she a fundamental part of the Star Wars universe?
Because she's been involved in it since fucking season 1 of Clone Wars, and she's so
That's
pivotal to
true.
the story of Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then she's even spun out to now that she's in a completely different galaxy.
You're
So
right.
the Ahsoka,
Ahsoka is very important. She survived Order 66. She is helping reestablish some type of maybe not the Jedi Order, but helping Jedi survive. She's interacting with characters that are legacy characters, and she's really expanding the universe in her own way. And that's exactly what we're doing.
is Grogu going to class considered helping the Jedi Order? I don't think so.
Yes, it is. He's so powerful. What are you on about, Robert?
I think Cal Kestis is more important than Grogu.
You're fucking wild. You're wild and you're a liar, which is the worst part, Robert.
Cal Kestis is more
Kestis.
important.
Oh, Cameron Monaghan can suck my ass. What are you on about? I hate you.
Those games are better than any of Mandalorian. Anyways,
You're wild.
I will continue to our last story. Now I'm not going to bring up the picture that has the leak. I don't want to get striked because when I was looking for it, everywhere that had it posted was striked. So I would not want this episode to be striked. But there has been a leaked photo, and we can talk about it into some varying. I don't know how some people are going to be discussing this leak because it could be a spoiler, it could not be a spoiler.
Yeah, so I'll say for anyone listening, watching, regurgitating this later, it is a photo of a character from the movie that we have had some form of, I don't think official confirmation, but it's been out there of this person is playing this character. And then it involves another character who we do know is going to be in the movie, which is the Punisher. So I'm going to say that. I'll describe what it is, the photo. And honestly, it does kind of play into some stuff that we heard about, kind of leaking previously. I don't know if you had heard that at the time, Robert, but essentially it is a photo of Sadie Sink as as of yet fully confirmed, right? Marvel hasn't confirmed that she's Jean Grey. That's just kind of what everyone's going with.
Yeah.
So it's Sadie Sink standing next to a John Bernthal as the Punisher with a gun drawn. He looks like he's pointing a gun at somebody. It's like a handgun, if that helps you paint the picture in your head. And it looks like they're not on opposing sides of whatever's going on. It looks like they're working together, and or Punisher's being mind controlled. We don't know. But either way, they're together. And we did have some early reports where it was being suggested that the Punisher is aiding Sadie Sink's character and trying to protect her from something. That was the early report. I don't know if this is kind of confirmation of that or just so happens to kind of look like something similar. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was AI the first time I saw it. I was telling Robert earlier, but I did do a little more research after you told me about it, and it does look like there was a very low res image that was leaked, and
Mhm.
like you said, it was put through some AI thing, and it was bumped up, which is probably why when I saw it, I was like, that doesn't look right because it's not fully right. But
Mhm.
Robert, what did you think of the photo? Just seeing it, and you know,
The overall photo, I think it's really cool. Again, great seeing the way the MCU is kind of taking the Punisher now that it's in their hands, as well as great seeing Sadie Sink. I'm not a huge Stranger Things fan, but I'm a Sadie Sink fan, mostly because of her work that she's done on Broadway as well after she's finished Stranger Things, and I just think she's like really really fucking talented.
we get
Um,
it. You're cultured, Robert.
but yeah, like seeing this picture was really really cool because it is that thing that Marvel does. Is like, how are we going to modernize these characters? They're not going to do the Marvel Girl Jean Grey thing with like the spandex and the yellow mask and stuff. They give her a yellow shirt, a yellow shirt and a green jacket. It reminded me a lot of the Shocker outfit from Homecoming.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know. It makes me excited to see the mutants because obviously I'm a huge X-Men fan. I love the X-Men. I love Jean Grey. I think she's awesome.
Hmm.
But it also really annoys me with again knowing how many billions of dollars that a Spider-Man movie is going to bring in. Marvel's like, let's introduce more shit. Like let's use this as an avenue to introduce the mutants or whatever. If this is confirmed that she's going to be Jean Grey, like,
Yeah.
if she's going to be Jean Grey, I'm like, okay, I get it, whatever. I get like this is probably gonna be the best way besides like their own movie to start to introduce other people because I'm thinking, where else would they do it? They wouldn't do it in the Captain America movie because I mean, like, there's already like I don't know how Sam Wilson feels about mutants, but I know Steve Rogers.
He's
It's
fine.
some yeah
Yeah, Sam Wilson is the Captain America that's more like, what's up, dudes? And Steve Rogers is like, what's up, guys? Where's your green card? Like he's
yeah. He's like, what's up, muties? Yeah. So I don't know. I don't see him doing the Captain America movie. I don't see him doing the Thunderbolts movie. I don't see
I
him
mean,
doing anything
honestly
else
though, I feel like it would make sense in a Captain America movie because the
because of
last
registration or what?
well, no, because the last Captain America movie, Brave New World, what did they introduce in that movie? What
Oh
elements are they
shit!
fighting
Yeah,
over? Yeah.
adamantium. Huh. That's right.
So
Huh.
it kind of makes sense if they continue to do X-Men stuff in that movie, and then maybe even later on you could have a film where Captain America's now, maybe tasked by the government, hey, you got to go track down these mutants. And then it
Mm,
becomes an allegory for, doing other
yeah.
things. But
Yeah.
that's all wishful thinking. Obviously, it looks like that's kind of not what they're doing, like you're
Hmm.
saying. But I mean, Robert, you brought up something I kind of want to ask you about it. Are you worried about how overstuffed this movie feels like it is? Because I think even if you take out the Jean Grey of it all, let's say we're all wrong. Let's say we're all morons. Let's say we all weren't breastfed enough and we're completely wrong. And she's not Jean Grey. She's another character, or she is that one, I forgot her name, the interdimensional spider lady everybody was talking about.
Yeah. Mid
Even,
something. What the fuck? I don't know.
yeah, even if it's that and it's not Jean Grey, there's still so much shit going on in this movie.
Hmm.
Give me your opinion on that.
I think the only way that would work for me is like if it is Jean Grey, that she is the mastermind of what's going on. So like she's the reason why all this kerfuffle is going on. I don't think we're gonna get a lot of the Hulk. I think it's gonna be actually I don't know because there has been a leak thing from Lego.
Yep,
Yeah. So
yep.
I was like, oh no, it's probably just gonna be like that one scene with Bruce Banner, but no, there's that leak thing, and then apparently that the tarantula has been also been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
I don't
and
know.
I wanna just to put it into perspective in case there's anything you're forgetting. I want to put it in perspective the amount of things that we either know that's happening in this movie, or I'm not going to say like the leaks or any of the toy stuff, but I will say the things that we know for sure that are going to be in this movie. We know Boomerang is going to be in this movie. We know the tarantula is going to be in this movie. We know the scorpion is going to be in this movie. We know Tombstone is going to be in this movie. We know Spider-Man getting new powers is going to be in this movie. We know the Hand is going to be in this movie. We know that Sadie Sink's crazy character is going to be in this movie. Did I say the Punisher yet already?
Not yet, no.
Oh, the Punisher is going to be in this movie. The whole Spider-Man having to reestablish his own life is a big part of this movie. And then him figuring out whatever relationship is going on with MJ and Ned. And then we've gotten like actual MJ in the posters. So everyone from before that was going like, well, MJ and Ned probably are just going to be like side characters that really aren't going to be touched upon. She's in the poster. She's in the poster. So she's going to be a big part of the movie. So that is 10 things that we know that are going to happen in this, or that are going to be parts of this movie. And we don't know everything. You know what I mean? And, and I said the Hulk, right? But that's Bruce Banner helping Spider-Man figure out this power thing. And that's also an alleged supposed apparent appearance of the Hulk, which also, if we're going to look at the concept photos that it looks like they've been letting out via merchandise, looks like Savage Hulk. So now we have to explain how he's there's just so much. There's so much going on. And part of me wants to trust that what is Daniel Destin Cretton, however you say his name? Because he did a great Shang-Chi movie, but look at all the things that happened in Shang-Chi, bro. He got attacked on the subway. He got taken to his father's he got attacked on the subway. He fought on a skyscraper, taken to his father's compound, found his family and fought his father. Like that's fine. That's all. That ebbs and flows. There's so much shit going on here.
Oh God.
Okay. Oh, there I am.
You're back. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
But that's not even mentioning the apparent or the supposed things that were cut from the trailer. Like when Spider-Man's coming up to the Hand and me and everyone else on the internet is like, oh, this is No Way Home. There's people there that we're getting cut out of this. And then there is some other leaks that have happened recently. That I'm not going to directly say, but Robert, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but there's some did you see the photo that Mike Coulter released?
From Daredevil Born Again, right?
Yeah, but for season 3, he released a certain photo that he got in trouble for.
Yeah.
Well, there's a character that's in a certain place in this photo, and Spider-Man's in this certain place fighting someone that character interacts with. Can we assume maybe that character's? I think it'd be wild if that character's not in the movie. But my point is, there's even more shit that we don't know. So there's just so much. There's so much, I feel.
Yeah, like I said, I think most of this for me will like kind of roll off my back if it is like the Jean Grey of it all. If it is like this Jean Grey, like she's afraid, she has these powers, she's hearing all these voices, she doesn't know how to get blah blah blah. Because it's like that makes sense. She could control Scorpion, she could control the Hand, or the Hand will probably be a part of just like a little vignette or whatever, like a little thing. But like I think like she'll be the cause of why the Hulk turns. I think she'll be the cause of the Punisher turning on Spider-Man. I think that like explains a lot of the villains, where it's like there's a big mastermind sending out all these things. I do worry more about the power stuff. I think that to me is the part that I don't get. I don't see the need to evolve the powers past like the mechanical webbing, unless they're trying to make him more near mutants to make it sound more interesting, to be dive more into the mutant side of things.
Oh my God, I never considered that. I never even thought about that till right now. Like maybe that's why Jean Grey is involved or in some way drawn to him, because maybe she's like, I thought your powers were a mutation like mine. And maybe it's,
Yeah, because I mean, like they make a big thing of the comics where Spider-Man clearly says like he's like, I'm not a mutant, I'm a mutate. Like something happened to me. I wasn't born with this. And so I think that's going to be a really important thing that's going to be hammered in here. I honestly think if like this movie wasn't stuffed with as much as it was, I would love a Miss Marvel cameo. Because she's a mutant. Like they confirm that she's a mutant. So I think that she would be a really good.
But is she a mutant now? Like in the MCU?
In the mutant now, she's the first confirmed mutant.
Oh, is she? Did that happen in the Marvels or what?
No, that happened at the end of Miss Marvel.
I don't recall that.
Where they said at the very end, it's like literally like one of the last things where her science white boyfriend is like looking at her like DNA, and he's like your DNA mutated. or like this blah 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 blah. So like I'm thinking like the
Yeah.
wrist things like enhanced it and like brought out her mutation. So I think that would be really really cool for that. So overall, I don't know. I'm excited. I really just hate that this is getting thrown on the Spider-Man, but like I said, where else would we do it? Hey, now that I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it, Miss Marvel season 2, Finding the Mutants. Let's do it. Cut the check.
Well,
Cut the check.
me and Robert just won our producer credits for when the next Sam Wilson Captain America movie is them introducing more X-Men stuff.
Yeah.
just the full trilogy of Sam Wilson Captain America movies is just the next mutant thing, the next mutant thing. You know, guys, just cut me my check, and you can still put Marcus and McFeely's name on it. That's okay. I don't mind.
Alex, any final thoughts about our last about the brand new brand new day trailer before we end for the day?
No, I mean I'm still very excited. Like I said earlier in our previous topic, this is still my number 2 most anticipated film. I'm very excited, but I think um because of that, that is why I am so like, you know, looking really deep at all these details, because Spider-Man is one where the track record is kind of it is funny. Like, so if you put it on paper, like the Spider-Man track record, we got an amazing Spider-Man, or I'm sorry, like an amazing Spider-Man 1, the Sam Raimi one, amazing film. An utterly somehow even better Spider-Man 2. A insanely okay Spider-Man 3. I still think it's fun, but
It's fun.
it's not great.
Better than
It's not
ASM2.
great. Yeah, but then we have a pretty okay, still pretty good ASM 1, and then we have a not great ASM 2. So, like, you know, out of those Spider-Man movies, out of those 5, we got 2 really good ones, and then the other ones also happened. You know what I mean? And then if we take Tom Holland's movies, you can argue, I would say there's really only one that's like really fucking good.
That's crazy.
Like,
I would disagree, but
you're wild.
there's 2 that are really good.
You're wild, but I think that like
wait, I want to hear what is your really good one.
What's the really good one?
Yeah.
I think the first one.
Oh, okay. Whew.
I think the first one's a really good one. Well, because the second one I don't like. I can't rewatch it anymore.
I love the second one.
I can't. I don't know what about it is, but I can't. It's not that great to me. And that third one is fun, but it's really handicapped by like member berries. Like, it's very much like, you know this. It's very much living off of the hype of I'm so sorry. I know that director, I can't even remember his name right now, but that very nerdy looking white man worked very hard on those movies. But man, in every one of those movies, he got propped up by something else because they're flat as fuck. He always had a gimmick going for him. But anyway, like, so when you look at the track record of Spider-Man, they're all over the place, genuinely. Especially when Sony is more involved than they're not involved. And this is a very Sony heavy movie. We know it's a very Sony heavy movie. We know Avi Arad is in there thinking about the toys and rubbing his grubby little arachnid fingers. And, you know, I'm just worried because as much as everyone loves Spider-Man has bad films all the time. And, you know, I really want this one to be a great one. That's why it's my second most anticipated. But I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping it's good.
Me too. I'm hoping that. And you know what, Alex? I'm hoping that we get to do this every day for the rest of
every day?
Every week.
I don't know if I can do it every day.
Every week for the rest of our life.
I do. I love you, but I do other things.
Every week for the rest of our lives, and maybe skipping some weeks in between because we
skip like 2 weeks. Yeah.
We'll see you next week, guys.
Later, dudes.
Bye.